What is up with all these damn truck vlogs lately, huh? Yeah, it's just kind of the only time I have time to squeak out some footage. So have you ever heard those politicos arguing and saying, well, fact of the matter is we don't know what the people who wrote the Constitution were thinking? Yeah. That's complete and utter bullshit. There are these groups of documents called the Federalist Papers, which were little articles written to convince people to ratify the Constitution after it was written. So it's almost like a very detailed explanation of the pros and cons of the framework of this great document. I'm mainly focusing around James Madison right now, who he's credited with writing somewhere between 22 and 30% of the Constitution, as well as the Bill of Rights, which is pretty damn awesome if you ask me. If we can, real quick, I'd like to focus on Federalist paper number 10. Good old number 10. One of the two biggies. The reason why it's big is it has to do with arguing the point of a republic over just a straight-up democracy. If our nation had, say, a straight-up, raw democracy, what would happen is each time a law is proposed, all the citizens would be gathered together and a vote would be voiced each and every time. Cool thing about the Federalist number 10 is it talks about in a case like that, you could end up with a majority bringing almost a tyrannical front to an issue. You know, if you somehow manage to just have the majority vote in a certain way, then you could overcome it. And thus he just argued the advantage of having a representative republic which was democratically elected. And that way you would have some checks and balances and a little bit of bureaucracy to avoid knee-jerk reactions and things like that. The other cool thing about the Federalist number 10 is it very much points out, okay, well, it's not perfect, but here's why it gives you the examples of, hey, this is why it's a good idea. The other cool thing about Federalist number 10 is there's some awesome quotes. I don't know them right off the top of my head, and what I'll do is I'll cut and paste them down here in the comments bar. But it has to do with the ways that an argument is solved. One of two ways. One, you take away the liberty that allows for the argument, and the other is you bring the other people to your ideas and your conclusions through your argument. You know, you expose the opposing argument to the data that made you think the way you think. Real cool the way that it's worded, man. It's awesome. Really blows me away. And it's right at the cusp of that outer edge of reading level for me. You know, I have to I've read Federalist number 10 in the last couple of days, probably about 10 times just in preparation of this video. And it's still not something like, you know, just pull any sentence and I'll tell you exactly what it means. It still takes me a while to think about it, because there's just so much depth to that writing. But the other really cool thing is when it talks about the analogy of taking away the liberty of the person to get rid of some sort of an opposing argument. Madison equated that to, well, fire is dangerous, so let's get rid of air. Well, unfortunately, getting rid of air, while it would take care of the fire well and good, it has the unintended consequence of killing all the animals. So, yeah, Federalist 10, check it out. And, you know, any insight that you guys have on it, or, you know, love me, hate me, hi, bye, kiss my ass, you're always welcome. Comments and video responses are open. Y'all have a good one.